everybody, it's Abby Glassenberg from Craft Industry Alliance. I hope you are having a fabulous Wednesday. Today we are going to be doing our member spotlight as always, where we get a chance to drop in on a Craft Industry Alliance member and learn all about their business, hear about their creative journey, maybe see some samples of their work. It is always a lot of fun and very interesting, and I always learn something new. So today we're going to be dropping in on Anastasia from Anastasia Creates, and she is actually a coach who helps other fiber-based businesses do marketing and grow their business and get paid what they're worth. So very important work, and very excited to have her be joining us shortly. So while we're waiting for Anastasia to hop on, I did want to tell you a little bit about what else is going on at Craft Industry Alliance. So this whole week we've been having our niche networking meetups, and we actually have one coming up at 2 o'clock today. We have 2 a day this whole week, and these are an opportunity for our members to get together with other members who work within the same craft niche and get to know each other. So for example, people who are all quilters or work in the quilting industry have a chance to get to know each other. That meeting is going to be moderated by a member of our community and who is also a quilter, and they have an opportunity to talk to each other, share resources, find out what's going on in that particular niche. And so we've got lots and lots of people sign up for each of these meetings, and guaranteed there's one that would fit your area of focus. So that's going on this week. And then next week, we actually have a webinar on Thursday. Our webinars are available for all of our members. There's no additional charge. And this one is going to be achievable website improvements for craft-related businesses. And it's going to be taught by Ariane folks from Lydia. They are a Shopify and web development and branding design firm. Lydia makes beautiful, beautiful websites, and I'm very excited to have her come and do this webinar for us. The way it's going to work is she's going to workshop live 4 of our members' websites. So we had lots of volunteers, and Ariane picked 4 that she feels like she would really like to talk about. These are all Shopify websites that belong to our members, and so we're going to go one by one. And she will kind of go through and highlight things that you could improve for a better user experience, higher conversion rate, getting your message across more quickly and concisely, just making the overall experience of your website better. And in my experience, watching a critique like this, whether it's your website or somebody else's, is incredibly valuable, because through the tips that Ariane is going to give, you start to see, oh, I need to move my call to action above the fold, or whatever it might be, make my logo smaller or larger, or repeat the colors more consistently, or figure out where to put this particular page in the navigation bar, and all of that kind of thing. So it should be jam-packed full of useful tips for everybody, and that is going to be on Thursday this coming week, so not this Thursday, not tomorrow, but next Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern. And all of our webinars are recorded, so members can watch them or rewatch them anytime they want. But of course, as a member, you're also welcome to attend live and ask your questions live, which is super valuable. So that is coming up. And the other exciting thing that we just are finishing, I know it's only September, and the holidays still feel a little bit far away, but for the second year in a row, we are going to be doing a holiday gift guide highlighting our members' products and services. We did this last year for the first time, and it was really successful and very fun, because you get to see all kinds of interesting, beautiful products all in one place, sorted by category. And it's super shareable. Everybody wants to shop small and support small businesses during the holiday season when you're doing lots of shopping, but it can be hard to know who to buy from. So our holiday gift guide is a great way to find makers that you want to support. So what we're finishing up now is a brand new sort of system on the back end, which might sound a little bit boring, but basically it's going to make it so that our members can input all of their information themselves, and it automatically goes into this gift guide, because last year we had hundreds of people wanting to be part of it, and we had to do it manually, which was a lot of work. So this year it's going to be automated, and we'll approve all of the entries, of course, but members can input their own information, and we don't have to do it from our side. So that way this gift guide can grow and be bigger and stronger year after year. And so we're finishing up the back end kind of build of that gift guide. So if that sounds like something you would like to be part of this year, boost your holiday sales, we send out an email about the gift guide to our whole email list, which is, I think, something like 18,000 people right now. So it's a really nice way to sort of get an extra little boost or push to your whatever you're doing for the holiday season in your shop. So join Craft Industry Alliance. Everybody who's a member is invited to participate in that. So, all right, I don't see Anastasia here. She did confirm. I'm hoping that she will be here momentarily. But while we wait for her, let's see, I'll tell you a little bit, one more thing about what's going on. And then if she's not here, then we'll reschedule. But one other thing that we have going on right now is our email newsletter, which went out this morning. And if you aren't subscribed yet to our email newsletter, it's free. It's not just for members, it's for everybody. And you can hop on over to our website and subscribe there. It's craftindustrｙalliance.org, and roundup of craft news of the week. So if that sounds interesting to you, go ahead and sign up. You'll get a feel for what we're all about. And like I said, it's free. So, hey, Anastasia.
Hi, I'm so sorry. The request to join button, I kept tapping. It wasn't doing anything.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, Instagram can be that way sometimes, but we're glad that you made it, and so glad that you're here. I'm excited to learn more about what you offer, because I think it's super valuable for a lot of people who may be listening today. So tell us a little bit about kind of how you got your start. I know you were in fiber, and then how you kind of shifted or pivoted your business a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. So I started out about 5 years ago as a natural yarn dyer. And what I realized when I was like starting my business and kind of going through that process is that there was very little in the way of marketing help that was more on my like level, or kind of like aligned with my values. So I wanted something that was a little bit like less shouty, less kind of in your face, which is, what it feels like most American marketers are really trying to get you to do. And I found myself like navigating towards all of these British kind of business coaches. And as I started to learn more from them and realize that it's completely acceptable to market yourself in like a heart-led way and to lead with your values instead of being like, here's my lead magnet and grow 6 figures in 6 days and all those kinds of things.
Yeah.
So yeah, when I put my dye pots to the side and decided I didn't want to do that anymore, I thought I was just going to be done with business. But then I realized that like the marketing part just kept coming back. So I kept helping my friends with their businesses that they were starting, and kind of, teaching more about marketing and still like learning, on the side. And I thought I should actually probably try to formalize this and like actually make some money from it, because obviously there's a need. And in this industry, there aren't a whole lot of people who are serving kind of as marketing assistants for fiber business owners. And the knitting industry is really unique in a lot of ways and doesn't really align with some of the other industries that can easily use those 6 figures in 6 days types of tactics, right? So I started out as a business coach. I have a membership that I kind of grew from that called the Fiber Business Collective, where all arms of the fiber arts industry are welcome and, are part of our community. And then I've also transitioned into my own agency as well. So kind of helping, businesses that are already established with their marketing and their branding too.
Yeah, absolutely. This is so valuable. I hope folks listening are thinking that this sounds as valuable as it does to me, because that's super cool. So when you look at somebody who, maybe is in need of marketing assistance, what are some of the common mistakes that you see people making, or just maybe missed opportunities that you see people, having, where they could do more, but they're not, and maybe don't even realize why?
Yes, yeah. There are a couple things that really stick out. The first one is that, you know, most of us when we come into these creative roles, we come in because we started doing something because we loved it. You know,
Yeah.
it was fun, it fed our soul, that kind of thing. The only problem is that that's not exactly compelling to anyone else. Nobody else really cares about what feeds our soul. They just want to
Right.
know what's going to help them. And so really starting to shift the focus from this is what I enjoy to this is what this that I make can do for you, and
Right.
really kind of learning how to focus on a customer, you know, preferably an ideal customer, but like learning how to kind of hone in on that and figure out, you know, who is that? What do they need? How do I speak to them? Where do I speak to them? What will resonate? How do I build products for them? All of that kind of thing is something
Yeah.
that's just
It's a big
largely,
mindset shift. Absolutely.
yes, yeah, it's
Hmm.
huge. It's huge. And then the other thing that I see typically is just this fear
Yeah.
of even saying anything. Like I don't want to market myself. I don't want to sound loud, shouty, icky, gross, sleazy. Put in
Or
whatever that
like
you
you're
want right there.
boasting. Yeah, I think there's a lot of feeling of like we're taught or socialized at least often to say like don't boast, don't show off, you know, toot your own horn, like that's just hacky. And it's a very different situation if you were, for example, working in a marketing role
Mhm.
at a much larger company. You wouldn't feel that way. You'd be like, well, my job is to market this company. And when it's just yours, you have to sort of be in all roles. So you have to take on that role. If I were like objectively looking at this from the outside, how would I market this company?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And it also does, there are some like patriarchal, like white patriarchal values too, that are like, you know, like a white cisgender man may not have an issue being like a marketing kind of guru or, you know, going in and just saying like, this needs done, we're doing it, you know, but the rest of us are kind of like, well, you know, I should be quiet. I
Right.
shouldn't, you know, like I shouldn't make a lot of noise. And it's like, but nobody's going to know what you sell if you don't talk about it. So
Right.
there's a huge
Yeah.
issue with that.
Yeah, it's a big mindset shift for sure. And so describe a little bit about what exactly you do. So if I'm somebody who's sort of there in that spot right now, and I'm coming to you and saying, hey, I know I need help, but I don't know where to start. Like, how do you work with somebody like that to sort of get going?
Yeah, it's there are a couple of options. Like when I work kind of from the like the single business owner, like they do all the things, and they're wanting to learn how to market themselves. They don't need somebody to do it for them. Then typically, you know, I do offer one-on-one coaching, you know, to kind of work through any, you know, sometimes it's belief systems, sometimes it's just practicality, sometimes it's a combination of the two. You know, there's a little bit of business advice, a little bit of marketing advice, a little bit of mindset advice, and it kind of all blends together to kind of get them from where they're at now, which may be like stuck, discouraged, ready to give up, or else like ready to level up, right? And then move them to that next stage. And then I also too, like I highly encourage people to really start with the membership that I have. And that's just because when you think about these like maker industries, like we all need each other, right? This isn't one man on an island type of situation, you know, especially if you are somebody, let's say you're a knitwear designer, you're going to rely on a yarn dyer who's going to rely on a shepherd. And then ultimately you need to hire a tech editor and maybe you need test knitters. And there's all these different components
Yeah.
that come into it. And we need everybody to be succeeding so
Yes.
that we can also succeed. Um, and that's the best part of the community is that
Yes.
everyone in there understands that and lives by that. And so they all work together along with, you know, having some coaching help,
Yeah.
you know, like that kind of thing. Like we do live sessions and coaching, co-working hours, all that kinds of stuff, workshops, but like really just being in that community and absorbing the energy that everybody else puts in is really cool. Really
Yeah.
cool.
That's great. Okay, so if people are listening to this and thinking, "Oh, I want to check out this membership," where should they go? What is it called? Like, what is it involved? Like, what is it involved so they know a little bit more about what to expect?
Yeah, so it's called the Fiber Business Collective, and we make it easy. It's at www.fiberbusinesscollective.com. And yeah, it's an amazing group. So we have a Slack group that we interact in. We do weekly check-ins, which are crazy active. That's like one thing that I really push. But we also have like a pitch list. So if you want to pitch to like podcasts or to write on newsletters or guest blog, there's a list of places you can do that. We have resources of some of like members' favorite business books. We have, past recordings of all of our workshops, which have included everything from, like building a sustainable business model all the way to like how to run an anti-capitalist business, right? Like we've got a whole broad range. But people can, send in their marketing materials to get critiqued. Like if they want someone to look at their homepage.
Oh, that's great.
Yep, about page, their Instagram bio, business card layout. We do that both in the Slack group, and I'll do it live on a call. Like we have one tonight that we're going to be looking at some home pages and an about page. And there's just so much. They have accountability groups too. They asked for this. They wanted their own small groups. So I build them a spreadsheet every quarter. People can slot in where they want to sit, who they want as their partner, or who they want to be in a group with. And then they meet and they love it. Like the ones who are in the groups, you can see them like how well they're all doing in their businesses. Like they're definitely growing.
Accountability in small groups makes a huge difference. So that's a great opportunity. Awesome. Yes. This sounds really, really good. And now we know where to go to find it. And I love all the resources that you're offering, and specifically for fiber, because as you said, it's a very niche type of business. And I've definitely read lots of marketing advice and business building advice that you're looking at it and you're like, yeah, you don't understand. And then sometimes you reach out to those folks and they don't even think that, knitting or yarn dyeing or crochet is a business. They're like, that's not even you're like, actually, this is quite a big business, but they don't have that sensibility at all. So I think it's very helpful to join a group that's very specifically doing, full of people who are doing what you're doing.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with you. And yeah, it is a business. So
yeah, exactly.
I feel like you don't have a business, you have a business.
Yeah, honestly, there's businesses doing all kinds of niche things. Like, why would this not be one? For sure. It's really fulfilling and interesting and creative. So it's one of the best kinds of businesses, honestly. You're helping other people to pursue their hobby and creative expression and feel fulfilled. And you're giving other people so much through your business. So that's another part of the craft industry that I just love. I feel like it attracts the kind of person who wants to help other people to be creative.
Yeah, definitely.
That's awesome. Well, Anastasia, thank you so much for being a Craft Industry Alliance member. We are very happy to have you and your expertise as part of our membership. And just thank you for coming on as our member spotlight today.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for coming, and we'll see you next week. Bye.